Hey guys, we are getting a lot of questions about what is going on with Social Security in the month of November. So today we're going to check in with that Social Security payment schedule so that you know what's coming, what's not, and what you can expect moving forward. I know there has been a lot of confusion lately about how the government shutdown could affect things and what's going to happen with the cost of living adjustment and more. So we're going to cover all of that today. We are also going to cover some fresh Social Security news that you should know as we head into the holiday season and beyond. By the end of this video, you're going to know your payment date, what changes are coming, and how to plan ahead. So let's dive right in. First up, will the shutdown mess up November payments? I know that is the biggest question on everyone's mind right now, and the answer, thankfully, is no. Your payments are protected even when other parts of the government shut down, and you are going to be fine. Those payments should arrive exactly as scheduled, and we are all very grateful for that. That being said, if you need to interact with the Social Security Administration, you may notice slower service. Some services may not be available in person, but your check will still arrive on time, and you can still access many of those services online through the My Social Security account portal. So now that we know that your payments are safe, let's talk about when you're going to get yours. So we do know that most people who receive Social Security get it on the Wednesday schedule, but a lot of people actually receive theirs before the Wednesday schedule as well. And I know that creates a lot of confusion. So if you receive supplemental security income, your November payment will actually arrive on Friday, October 31st. That's Halloween. This is because November 1st falls on a Saturday and the federal government doesn't make those payments on weekends. So you can always expect that payment to come in on the business day prior to the 1st when the 1st is on a weekend. Now, you are probably going to see clickbait saying, oh, there's no SSI payment coming in November or whatever. We see those kinds of alarming headlines every time the 1st falls on a weekend, but there's nothing to worry about. That payment is still coming. It's just coming a little bit early for you. Now, if you receive both SSI and SSDI, you'll receive the SSDI portion of your payment on November 3rd. That's going to be a Monday. If you started receiving Social Security benefits prior to May of 1997, then you will also get those benefits on Monday, November 3rd as well. Everyone else, however, is on the Wednesday schedule, and that's based on the birth date that is associated with your account, whether that's based on your birthday or the birthday of whoever's record you're using to get those benefits, if it's a spouse or a parent or so on. So if your benefits come from retirement, survivor's benefits, SSDI, or so on, your payment usually depends on your birthday. You will receive that payment on November 12th if your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th. It will arrive November 19th if your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th, or on November 26th for birthdays that fall between the 21st and the 31st of the month. If you're not sure what group you're in, you can check your My Social Security account to find the exact payment. So that's always something that might be a little bit helpful to you. Now, we know these are the dates that Social Security issues the payments. Some banks process those payments differently. They may have delays as they process those payments, and some banks even offer early access to those deposits. So you may find a little bit of variance depending on your particular banking institution, but generally, these are the dates when that payment is going to be hitting your account. Now, I know we're all eagerly awaiting for official news on the 2026 COLA. That's the cost of living increase that tells you how your payments are going to be affected as we go into the new year. Now, due to delays caused by the government shutdown, that information has not been released at this time. However, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has announced that they plan to publish the official report on October 24th, and Social Security Administration is expected to make their announcement that same day to tell us what that official COLA will be. We will be going live on this channel when we have that information available so that we can make sure that you know what those official numbers are. I know a lot of channels out there are trying to speculate and tell you what that number is going to be, but here on Low Income Relief, we are going to wait until the official number is released to tell you what it is. So please don't worry. The delay in the announcement is not going to affect your actual payments because the COLA, even though it's announced in October, does not take effect until your January payments. So they will have plenty of time to implement that and make sure that you receive those increases at the usual time. Now let's talk about some Social Security news. And we're just going to quickly recap some videos that we have done over the last couple of weeks. since our last big Social Security update. So, first, we went over some ways that you could legally raise your Social Security check. A lot of people don't realize that even small errors or mistakes can shrink your check. So, we had some actionable tips both for people who are currently receiving Social Security and those who will start claiming it in the future. If you'd like to see those tips, you can go watch the video Get More Social Security. Most seniors miss this, to see all of the advice that we have, and you can see that thumbnail there. I don't like doing thumbnails. We have someone on our team who does those for me, and it just seems silly to see my face up there. But anyway, we also have another important video for you about the changing disability rules. A Washington Post investigation found that officials are considering removing age as a factor for who qualifies for Social Security disability. And that means that some older adults could lose access to SSDI. They're saying that up to 750,000 people could be affected and up to $82 billion in support could be lost. But we have all of that information in this other video. You can see the thumbnail right there, or the title of that video is Warning, New Rule Could Slash Disability Checks for Seniors. That is very important news. So I would strongly encourage you to go watch that if you're a senior who is currently getting SSDI or is hoping to get SSDI. Now, we also know that it's Medicare open enrollment season. You've probably noticed a ton of Medicare ads lately, and that is why. Open enrollment runs from October 15th through December 7th. Any changes that you make take effect January 1st. This is a great time to review your annual notice of change and check for any price or coverage changes before you auto-renew your plan. And of course, it's really important that you don't just assume that last year's plan is still the best choice for you. Prices, formularies, networks, all of the details are subject to change every year, and many people never compare options, even when there are cheaper or better fitting plans available. That's why I recommend that you call our partner chapter at the number that you see right down here. They have built a fantastic platform that can help you cross-compare all of the plans that are available in your area to find out what would offer you the best coverage and the best possible benefits for your specific needs. It is the only service that I trust when it comes to making Medicare recommendations, because they look at everything and your whole situation and they choose what's best for you. And I think that that is a very powerful thing. So I recommend that you give these guys a call just so that you can make your Medicare decisions with confidence this year. Now, in other videos, we also covered some Social Security myths that can cost people a lot of money. And we also addressed some rumors that the Social Security retirement age was going to be changing. This happened when the Social Security Commissioner said that everything was being considered, and then that sparked a bunch of rumors, but then they later clarified that they're not actually considering raising the retirement age right now. The only change that is actually happening is the one that's been in the works for years, which is moving that age up to 67 for anyone who was born in 1960 or later. So you can go watch that video if you're more interested about what happened there. And again, we just recommend that you go check out our partner chapter because they are so helpful when it comes to all things Medicare. You can see that number there on screen. So go give them a call, go check out our other videos on Social Security, and I will be back soon with more ways that you can save money and get free stuff. I'll see you there.